I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative changemakers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Happy New Year and welcome to the first day of 2023. We each have to ask ourselves, what is my intention for this year? Traditionally, we make our New Year's resolutions, and some of which we keep for a few weeks, maybe a few months, and if we're really disciplined, longer. I believe that 2023 is calling us to a much higher calling. I like to think of 2023 as the year of becoming, not just talking about Christ consciousness, not just talking about compassion or love, joy, gratitude, tolerance, discipline, not just talking about these things, but becoming them. Just think of what our world would be like if every person dedicated to the light, every light bearer on this planet, became the Christ, became compassionate and loving, tolerant, disciplined, following the very higher law of God and His universe. Think of how this planet would be transformed. Well, the time has come. 2023 is the year of becoming. I have a great feeling about this year. I want to tell a story, and this story was sent to me, and I think it's very relevant for the topic of the day. It goes like this. One day, a Canadian man arrived for his first visit with Neem Karoli Baba Maharaj-ji. He didn't know much about Maharaj-ji, but had heard about him. Maharaj-ji didn't give lectures or formal teachings. He didn't write books, and as far as I know, didn't formally initiate people. He just kept shining like the sun. When Maharaj-ji asked this man why he'd come and what he wanted, he was unsure how to respond. Finally, he replied, "Can you teach me how to meditate?" Maharaj-ji's response was, "Meditate like Christ." We asked him about his darshan, and he told us that Maharaj-ji had said to meditate like Christ. At first we were surprised. What? Meditate like Christ? What does that mean? But then we thought about it. We were always trying to get Maharaj-ji to tell us what practice to do, but he'd never give us any specific instructions about yoga or meditation. Now he'd said this. If he said it, he must know how Jesus meditated. We decided to ask him about it. We were so excited. We are going to get the secret teachings at last. Later in the day, when Maharaj-ji came to the back of the temple to hang out with Westerners, one of us broached the subject that had all of us buzzing. You said to meditate like Christ. How did he meditate? It seemed as if Maharaj-ji was about to answer, but instead his eyes closed, and he sat there completely still, completely silent. It felt like he'd totally disappeared. In all the time I'd been with him, I'd only seen him sit motionless like this a couple of times before. It was extraordinarily powerful, as if the whole universe had become silent. Then a tear came down his cheek. We were in awe. After a couple of minutes, his eyes half opened, and with great emotion, he quietly said, he lost himself in love. That's how he meditated. He was one with all beings. He loved everyone, even the people who crucified him. He never died. He is the Atman. He lives in the hearts of all. He lost himself in love. So I say, let's find ourselves in love and manifest it to the world in 2023. Thank you for sharing this day with me, and I wish you the most joyful, abundant, and amazing 2023. I'll see you next week. Until then, keep an open mind, a generous heart, and a powerful spirit. Thank you for being with me today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget to go to theawakeningnow.com for free bonuses and information on my new book, You Were Born to Be a Christ, but You Were Taught You Are a Sinner. Awaken to who you really are. See you next week.